Hi, this is Terri. I've lost 180 pounds with a combination of keto, carnivore, and counting calories. I started my journey in August of 2019 and reached my goal in November of 2022. Now that I've reached my goal, I'm focusing on my health, both physical and mental. Thank you for watching. Hey there, we got to get some salads ready, so come on, let's get them done. We're going to start off with cutting up our rutabaga. I don't know how it's going to look. I don't think they're technically in season, so we're probably getting last year's rutabaga. And, whatever. So, if they're bad where you are, don't buy them, y'all. This is just part of my routine. I buy two, so then that way, if they are bad, then I at least have a chance of getting enough of the good rutabaga that I won't have to, I'll get enough for the things that I need it for. So my rutabagas are $2.90 something each, not a pound, but each. So after I cut off the ends, I go on and I get to peeling. I'm not going to show you all this, but I just go around and around, and it definitely needs to be a peeler that's like this and not the kind that sticks straight out. There's something about this, and they have to have jagged teeth. There's something about this style of teeth that helps me with, because the skin, they're dipped in wax, so you've got to have, it can't just be that smooth old style carrot peeler like we had when we were kids, or at least like my mama had when I was a kid. And if they're misshapen, sometimes you kind of got to go over areas a second or third time. So that's all right. Just keep going. So, all right. Well, I'm going to go on and get this book. I'm going to get both of these peeled, peeled, and then I'll be back. Now I've got them mostly peeled. There's a few little places, but I think that dark spot on this one is going to be the, there we go. I think that's going to be a bad spot inside of it. So once I get them done, I will take a meat cleaver and cut them in half. By the way, somebody has said they didn't think that they sold knives at the thrift store. Well, at least our women's safe house, I was there and I happened to see some and I was like, sweet. So, and they were not expensive at all. So if you don't have a meat cleaver, for sure, look at a thrift store. Hey, I was worried how this one was going to look. While I have this out before I wash it, I'm going to go ahead and cut this one in half also. The reason why I say get a cheap knife is if you can take a hammer and hit your knife. So, because that's what I was doing. That one's got a little spot, but nothing bad. So, I'm going to wash this. But like I said, if you can get an old knife that's not good and you're okay if it breaks, you can do the exact same thing with the knife. Just did it and hit the back of your knife and hit the edge of your knife. Whatever you need to hit in order to make it work. Now, I'm not saying it's the best solution. I'm just saying that that's what I did before I got a meat cleaver. So, all right, I'm going to get this washed and I'll be back. Okay, once I do that, I look and see if there's any bad spots, and there is, and I'm going to cut that out in a minute. Once it's cut in half, it's easier for me to cut. And so that's not the side with the bad spot, that is. I like rutabaga raw. I like rutabaga cooked. I like rutabaga, guys. I just like rutabaga. I have people ask me all the time, why rutabaga? I'm like, because I really, really like the flavor. To me, it has more flavor than a carrot, and it has more flavor than it has more flavor than a potato, even. So I genuinely like. Now I still love potato texture, but and I feel like this tastes better than regular potato. Now it doesn't taste better than sweet potato. Don't get it twisted now. So, but I just genuinely like it. So, and to be quite honest, I'm eating it right now. It's 8:15 in the morning. I'm eating some Rutabaga cake. My Begga cake. So this is an electric chopper, and mine is the Fabio Viviani. They sell it on Amazon. I do have an Amazon link in my video description, and I even have a storefront, and I have something similar tag, so that way you can see all the things that I use and buy and whatnot. And because every time I buy something, I just add to the store so y'all can see. Now, I am going to be making my salads today. So I need this to be a specific texture. So I need to grab a salad container. Hang on. Okay, so in the past, I've been using this for my salads. And at least for now, I'm going to be using these. And so I'm going to go ahead and just use this to hold all the rutabaga because it makes so much. And now we're going to run this. Hang on. I like a different texture for my salads than I do my Begga cakes. This is about like pebble size. Reminds me of like pea gravel. So that's the size I like on my salads. So give me a second. I want to see. I'm going to be making, let me see how many salads we're making. 2, 3, 4. We're going to be making 8 salads today. And so, and I usually do about 70 grams. So Ziggy, 8 times 70.
8 times 70 is 560.
Okay, don't you judge me. So I need 560 grams, at least 560 grams. Oh, that's 490. Let me see if we put these on there, what we get. Oh yeah, that's good. So we're just gonna chop these 2 up, and that'll be perfect for our salad, and then we'll use the rest for whatever else we want to do it for. So hang on, let me do this. Alright, so now we can, it's a little bit more, it's like 600 and something, but that's okay. It's alright to have too much. I want to make sure I have enough. So that's going to be my salad rutabaga. So we're going to set this aside. Okay, so now we got another one. And this one, I see a bigger spot on it. It's not on the inside, it's on the outside. So see that spot? I'm just going to cut that off. That's why I buy 2, because, sometimes you don't know how deep things are going to be. And you want to make sure you got what you need. So if that one is for my salads, then we need to make one. We need to kind of, you know what I should do? Let's do this route. Let's kind of plan it by weight. So if I zero this out, I know I need to do some for my rutabaga cakes that I'm going to make later. So let's see how much this weighs. I usually use 100 grams. And I want to make 6. That's 700. All right, that's good. I'm going to save this aside, and this is going to be for my Begga cakes. But then I kind of would like to have enough left over I'm going to see if I have enough left over for another round of Begga cakes and another round of salads. So if I were to make, well, that's 800. So I could use that. So if that's 7, or that's for, what did I say this was? Shoot. I think I said that's enough for 6 and 8. So then that's 2 weeks. So these 2 can be for Begga cakes. And let's see if there's enough of this for another round of salads. Oop, hang on. Zero it out. Yep, that's really good. Hot dog, you go, girl. So I'm going to chop this up into the bigger pea size amount, and then I'll put it in something to store it, and then I can use it next week, and I won't have to buy Rutabaga next week whenever I go to meal prep. So again, I'm going to chop this up kind of the rough pea gravel size, and then this will be for my salads for next week. And a lot of times what I do when it's a case like that, I'll label the container for salads or something like that, so then that way I can keep it all straight. So here we go. Alright, now figure out what I want to put it in. Nope. Alright, so this will be good enough for the salads. Sometimes you get big chunks and that's alright. Alright, so we know this is going to be for next week. So I'll just put my little paper towel in it. Tuck it in. My lid. Flip it upside down. I'm getting my handy dandy post-it notes. And I'll label it as 8 salads. So now this, I'll put in my refrigerator. And if I decide I want to make a salad at any point, I can use this. So, alright, I'm going to put this in the fridge and I'll be right back. Okay, so now let's get on to our Begga cakes. And you can do these however you want to. This is just how I like it. I like mine fine. I like the texture when the Rutabaga is really fine. I've done it when it's not fine, and I've done it when it is fine, and so I like it when it's fine. You can also, if you don't have an electric chopper, you can also use one of those graters, and that works really well also. So those, they're not electric, it's just the kind, the crank kind, because I used to use that a lot also. So anyway, so yeah, so now, but these, I like these to be really, really fine, and I'll show you when I get it done. I want it to look like rice. The others like pea gravel. This I want to look like rice. Alright, can you see the difference? See how fine this is? That piece back there would be good on my salads, but that's the difference. I like it to be really fine like rice. I'm hoping this fits in here. I'm not really sure. Oh man, of course it's not going to fit. That's only half of it, Terry. Well, that's alright. That's alright. I done what I done now. Let's go on and put it in the big one. Alright. I'll just wash it. No big deal. No big deal. We just wash it up. Now something you have to have your blade down in there before you put your food down in there. That much is for sure. Alright, now where's my lid here? And again, this is for our Begga cake, so let's get this really fine. Yep. Oh, I lost it. Okay. I'm going to be making some Begga cakes here in a little bit, so I am going to I'm going to leave this one in this container, and we will put this in the refrigerator, and then after I run this, I don't have anything else that I need to chop up fine, so after I run this next one, I will...
Your laundry timer is done.
Just a second. So after this next one is done, I'll leave it in here. Okay, so like we did the other one, we're going to turn it upside down. I have on here Begga cakes. and I will stick it on here. And there we go. So, all right. Well, then I'm going to do the same thing to the other one. I'm just going to leave it in there. So I'll be back after that's done. Next up, we're going to do our jicama. And got to, of course, take off our sticker. So I'm going to cut it in half, and then we're going to get it peeled. Jicama, you know what? It's kind of funny. My mom and I were at the eye doctor the other day, and she was reading, I don't know, some magazine, and it said alternative to chips in the summer is sliced jicama. I was like, yeah, buddy, you tell them about themselves. And so anyway, that was pretty cool just seeing it, you know, in the newspaper or in a fancy magazine. But anyway, so what I did is I just cut it in half, and now I'm going to do it, just kind of peel it like a potato. And I could have gotten more than just one, but they didn't look so good today. And so anyway, so we just got this one. And we'll go shopping again on payday, but we just needed something to get us through for a few days. So, but anyway, so this is something really flavorful and light and just a cool, refreshing kind of a fun side dish, or fun vegetable. Take it and slice it up and put some tahini on it, and that'd be really, really yummy, yum, yum. So, but I'm gonna cube it up, and hey, I'll put it in this container. So I'm gonna cube it. I'm going to freehand cube it, so it's not going to be like perfectly cubed. It's just going to be, it's going to be Terri-sized cubes. Hang on. I may have mopped and I steam mopped my floor last night, but this is not a 5-second rule floor. Not in this house. So, if you ever are in my house, invited or uninvited, if you drop some on the floor, don't pick it up and eat it. There's more than likely a pound of hair attached to it. Alright. So I'll cut this one again. Like I say, I'm not going to do in perfect cubes. It's just going to be in fun size cubes. And what I've done in the past is, like, at the end of the week, when my jicama starts getting a little bit sketchy, I just drop it right on in there with my vegetables, my pickled veg. I do that with all my vegetables, my onions. If I've cut up some onions and they look a little sketch, at the end of the week, I put them in the pickled veg. All right, got this onion. I'm gonna get this off. Turn your head. Don't inhale. Look away. Keep the acid away from your eyes, and then rinse it off. All right. Now I'm gonna throw this part away. I saw a video the other day, and maybe one of y'all shared it with me on Facebook. I don't remember, but anyway, they save like all their peelings from their onions like that we just took off. They save it, and then what they do is they dehydrate it. Like, they put in the oven to dehydrate, and then they crush it up and use that as their use that in like an onion powder. I'm like, I don't care that much about getting something perfectly clean, but that's a good idea if you are looking for something, and you want to eat clean. That's a pretty cool idea. I'm not that intense about it, but now we're just gonna cut up this onion. I just slice it. I've really enjoyed the sliced onions, and I love a raw red sliced onion. I'm kind of backing away, keeping that acid away from my eyes, like the doctor at work told me to. He said that when you have glasses, the acid gets kind of stuck behind your glasses. And we did it. Got to eat a little bite, get a little hair of the dog, take my glove off. I think that's all the veggies. Hot diggity. You go, girl. All right. So this was not for anything specific. So this was just for me to have in my refrigerator. So we'll get this put away. And then we're going to make up our salads. I'll be right back. Before I go away and come back, I just want to let you know that my jicama, I just keep it raw in the refrigerator. I do not add this to the salad. Jicama kind of goes bad in a weird way. When it goes bad, it gets slimy. And so it's not something I want to like take a bite of my salad and it's slimy. So, all right, so I'm going to put these in the refrigerator and I'll get my stuff and we'll make our salads. All right, so I don't really know which is going to be the better. One thing I don't like about cabbage is the pieces are so big. And so when fitting into these little containers, it was kind of hard to get them all to fit. And so I was wondering if I could just stick my scissors down here or if it's going to poke holes in the baggie to where it's a big mess. I'm not really sure yet, so I'm just kind of going to try this and see, and if not, I'll have to put it out like maybe on a paper plate and chop it, but I'll have to kind of just see. So each bag is 454 grams, so I'm going to try to put 112 grams into here. Around 112. Alrighty. Either way, I'm going to try to have each bag divided into 4. So, and you know what I might have to do, or what I could do, is after the cabbage is in the container, I could probably get my scissors after it then too. You know what I mean? So, just kind of something for me to think about and experiment with, like I say, because if I'm going to use these small containers, kind of help break it up a little bit so it's not so bulky. And then when I eat it, it's not hanging out of my mouth, you know, like it does when I eat it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I know y'all see me whenever I eat my salad on camera. There's always pieces hanging out of my mouth. So this seems to be okay. Of course, I know I already went through and chopped it once, but alrighty. So now we tried it that way. Let's try it the other way of where we just put it all in the containers and then we chop it up. See which one's going to work better. Okay. So you see what I'm saying? How flat this is compared to how fluffy this is. So now let me try it this way and see what we think. It was either this or put it out on a paper plate and then chop it up. Okay. I seem to have more control this way, and I'm not so worried about cutting the plastic because I'm not like catching, you know, the plastic bag and getting that plastic in with my cabbage. Yeah, I think this will work. It's an extra step, but that's all right. I could also buy the angel hair cabbage. I've done that before. I used to buy that. I like this blend though of the purple with the carrots. I like this blend. The angel hair cabbage, I mean, I've definitely bought that when they're out of this kind. It's a lot thinner and not so long and chunky. So it just depends on what a person likes the most. Tell you what, my arm is tired, that's for sure. That's funny. This gives my arm a workout after cutting up all the other stuff. Alright, good enough. There we go. Now remember, I only make my salads with I only make them in the first place with 2 ingredients. cabbage and rutabaga. This is my salad rutabaga. So I'm going to put about 70 grams, somewhere between 60 and 70. Alrighty. So whenever I plug these macros in, like when my sister's gone, and probably what I will do is I'll put on the containers, at least a couple of them. The top ones I'll put on there 112 cabbage, 70 rutabaga, just so I remember. So, all right, I'm going to get the rest of these going, and I will be back. Okay, so I left all the rutabaga, except for one, out, just so you all can see. So we've cut up jicama, onion, rutabaga, and we've made up our salads. So now, when we're all done with the salads, let me put you in a good spot. When we're all done, I take one paper towel, fold it over, we tuck it in. See how we tuck it in? And then we take a lid, and we're going to put it over it. Well, if we can get it lined up, we're going to close it, and we're going to flip it upside down. And so the purpose of that, as you wonderful people have taught me, is that if there's any extra moisture in your veggies that didn't come out as it's sitting here in the refrigerator, the paper towel absorbs it. And at one point, after you all told me that, I was putting it on the bottom, and then I was having to shake it out. Well, then one of you brilliant people said, no, put it on the top and flip it upside down. So then when it's done, when each time you open it, you will, you just pull the paper towel off the top. So I'm going to finish these, and I actually have one salad that I made last week, and I'm going to show you how that looks. So give me just a second. Okay, this one has been about 9 days since I made it. So of course the paper towel is damp, but that's how it looks. Now, let me see if I can, let's try this. Okay, just listen. Do you hear that crispy? Hear it? It's still crispy. And so people will say, why do you use cabbage? Well, there you go. I like cabbage because it stays crunchy. And I like cabbage because it just, I like the flavor of cabbage as well. So I'm going to cut this one up too since I got my scissors out. But anyway, I made this one last week and a half ago to take along on the family trip. And so that's how well these hold up when I make them. I've had them last 15 days before. So that is why I like cabbage, and the whole paper towel method. That's you all teaching me that has been an amazing, amazing thing. I've saved so many vegetables by using that paper towel method and from using cabbage. So this will be my lunch later today, but I just wanted to show you. Let me put a new paper towel on it. So there you go. And that's still the same rutabaga. And listen, hang on. Hear it crunchy? Even if you don't, sorry. But anyway, so I'll put this one back in the refrigerator, and I'll eat this one at lunch today. So there you go, guys. That's going to be my vegetables that I cut up this week. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.